Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku. We also had Talia al Ghul. Now, the League of Assassins encountered the Bat Family. Deku encountered Batman. The two had a very heart-to-heart fight. Batman kept trying to get into his head, and Deku didn't like that. He could feel the Lazarus madness creeping back in. And then, with the fact that he had venom in his system, he was aggressive. He was angry. And Bruce was thrown out of a window. Deku and Bruce went tumbling out of a window and smashed into the fire escapes below. And one of them, they got back up and walked away. Bruce, however, was still injured. And he was left there by Deku. But eventually Dick came by to pick him up, because he got no response from Bruce, and then they tracked down his comms. And Deku, yeah, he went back to his apartment angry. Bruce Wayne, he still is trying to get into his head, confuse him, influence him, after everything with the Joker. And then Talia, she came by. Deku was angry and not thinking clearly. And Talia, she pushed his buttons. And Deku, he may have made a mistake. Him and Talia slept together. The next morning, Barbara came by because she wanted to talk to Jason. She wanted to try and figure out what this was. And Deku and Barbara, they talked. And Talia, she also acted a bit differently the next morning. She seemed to be a bit more calm, less forward. I mean, she acted a little different, was the whole thing. And Deku? Right now, he's unaware is there something else going on. Because some people have been popping up with smiles on their faces. Now then, with that being said, we do currently pick up about a week later, where Deku and Barbara, the two do sit down for a chat. And Barbara, she is worried about Jason. He was robbed, and he got hurt. But, that's all sort of confusing. That being on her mind, as Deku, he currently does talk to Barbara. Now, the two do have coffee. Jason's been doing better, and Barbara, she's doing okay. Her injuries have healed. And Deku, yeah. He does try to talk about Barbara about possibly taking this a bit slow. I mean, he's not sure about a relationship right now. He's still trying to sort out a few things. And Barbara, she does somewhat understand. Okay, so he does like her too. It's just that he may not be ready for a relationship right now. I mean, that's what it seems like. He's just, well, wait, his ex, or they didn't date, so that chick he dated or hung out with? Oh my god, okay. Okay, don't panic. So, we're fine then, right? Yeah, yeah, Barbara. It's just, it's complicated. I'm sure it is. Yeah, Deku getting a text from his phone. And there is where Deku is going to turn and look down. Him going to see a series of messages he's been getting. He's been getting a lot of texts from Rose this morning. And he's just going to mute this, okay? Yeah, sorry about that. That was, work. Are you sure you don't need to answer that? Um, I think it'll be fine for right now. Deku looking down at his phone again, as another text does come in. And this time Rose, instead of just trying to link an article to him, she goes to tell him. She has evidence pointing to the Joker's reemergence. And Deku does somewhat go to look down at his phone confused. Huh? Are you sure you don't need to get that? Uh, actually, I think I do. Hold on one second. Deku gonna stand. and turn as he was going to walk outside and go to make a phone call. Finally, Jesus, you've been flaky all day. What are you trying to tell me? Is that what you're trying to tell me? The Joker's alive? Why not just tell me for yourself? Because the article would be more convincing evidence, compelling. That was in today's paper. Deku getting angry. And there is where Rose doesn't hear it on the other end of the line. Deku, he got mad. She could hear him grind his teeth together. And then she's going to ask him if he wants her help on this. Because if the Joker is really alive, then things could be bad. No, it's not possible. How do you know? Because I blew his fucking head off. Deku looking around. And some people, they do just stare back at him. Deku expressing, listen, he shouldn't be getting mad over a game. Rose being a bit confused. And Deku gonna say a phrase out loud, a code word. As he was going to express. Tell him that Aunt June said he was gonna go easy on the games. And then their actions where Rose doesn't want to get it. That's a phrase for out in public. Okay, she understands. And a lot of people, they do go to look back towards Deku. Okay, so he's talking about a video game. Oh, thank God, Gotham has enough criminals already. Listen, it shouldn't be possible. He died in the game, so everything should be fine. Solved. Resolved. You got it. I do. But the evidence suggests that the Joker's alive. People say that they've seen the clown. That shouldn't be the case. I know. I've been looking into it. I've been trying to discover any evidence of it being true. There are some photos going around, and people are not too sure whether or not it's the same guy, but they're pretty sure whoever it is might be trying to take on the mantle of the Joker. Of course, some crazy fuckers are trying to take the clown's mantle. Alright. I'll handle this. I've already been handling it. I have looked into it. I have some evidence, and I have leads. We can meet up later, and we can try and find out where the Joker is. I don't think it's Joker. What do you mean? I blew his head off and then set the building on fire. That's what happened in the game. Alright? Listen. He got angry about all that, and I'm sure his sister, to go ahead and at least say that out in air quotes, is mad about it too. She's probably throwing a hissy fit, and Harley, she's angry. So just let her stay off the game for a little bit of time. But then again, she might be getting a bit more annoying, throwing a bit more of a hissy fit. That's what he does think is going to happen. And there actually is where Rose, she just don't understand. And we do actually have a bit of time later, where Deku does come walking back into the restaurant, and Barbara, she left. Where did she go? And Barbara, yeah. She sent Deku a text. However, since Deku's phone was muted, he didn't really receive it. Him looking at his phone and seeing that she had left a few minutes ago, saying that something sort of came up. And Deku, yeah. He's assuming that she heard about the Joker situation. At least it gives him an out. Him gonna leave. And there is where he does decide to go meet up with Rose. Because a few things, they're happening. If this is Harley Quinn, he's gonna need to talk to her. Take her down or just put her in Arkham. Shit. Of course. Okay. That would make this a bit easier. Alright. That going on. It goes to Deku's mind. This could be Harley Quinn setting a trap. Harley lost Joker. So of course, she'd be angry and throwing a tantrum. She would want to kill the guy who killed her pudding. And Deku, he's thinking about just putting a bullet in her and calling it quits. Harley, she's a victim of the Joker. That being on his mind. The abuse, the torture, the beatings, she always comes back to him like a lost puppy. And that's just sort of sad. It's not even funny at this point. Joker hurt her and she just kept coming back. Huh. For a therapist, you'd think she'd know what Stockholm Syndrome was. That going through his head. As we do have our Barbara. Why was I going to say Barbara? We do actually have our Rose. She is going to meet Deku. And the two currently do sit on top of a building. As they are both in their gear. Deku, he's fully equipped with a new mask. However, Slade, he is using the older model mask. He just decided to paint it red. And there is a Rose just to see Deku wearing it. As he does have his body armor and a jacket on. And Rose just to ask him, what about his other gear? I had to order some new one. Well, a new one. The helmet got destroyed. Specs on it are special. I know someone who made it for me. It was a bit pricey, but I'm making another one with better gear. More material. Air filters and everything. Air filters? Yeah. Also, oxygen tank. Sort of important. It's not enough, but 4 hours I think should be a good emergency supply if I get thrown into the harbor. There is that contingency. My helmet's also linked up to certain things. Got a program running, and it's simple. You try to be prepared. Contingency plans. Of course. So, you make contingency plans against everybody, right? Bruce did it, so I do too. One good idea that I learned. It's how I took down Bane. Your plan for Harley? A bullet. That's it. Just so simple. It's either that, or I sever her spine. You're willing to cripple her. If it means it, yeah. She's a victim of the Joker. In the funny way of saying it, she wasn't involved with what happened to me. She's just as much a victim of him. Isn't that funny? What is? Batman influenced you, and then the Joker influenced you. You turned out to be an assassin. Joker influenced Harley. She turned out to be a cuckoo nut job. And then there's Batman. He influenced the other Robins, and they're still on the graces of good. Just tell me what you want to tell me already, Rose. Fine. Just trying to have a little bit of fun. Listen. The warehouse. Rose pointing it out. Expressing. She heard that he had a scheme tonight. Joker, as people are saying, wants to go out and have a bit of a blaze of glory. One final plan with the Batman. That's what he wants. Now, the two do go ahead inside, as they do encounter the Joker gang. And a lot of people, they are surprised whenever instead of Batman showing up, you had the Red Hood and this mysterious Lady Deathstroke? That being on a few people's minds, because her mask looks similar to that old mercenary they know. And a lot of people, they're scared. As there is currently where Deku, he's blasting his way through the warehouse. Him bringing up his weapons, as he was going to fire off at a few clowns. And he does somewhat good to think about how therapeutic this all does really feel. He hates these fucking clowns. And Rose, she currently is blasting her way through the warehouse too. And the two, they do work well together. They clear room to room, and whenever they are in the hallway, they try and stay back to back, trying to cover one side as the other one covers the other side too. And there is actually where the two, they do go to walk down the hallway together. They do something to calm down. It was a bit more action-packed in the beginning. People, they were at the front doors, and they were ready. And the two someone started to lower their guards. They were surprised. And then there actually was the Joker's voice on an intercom. Deku heard it, and it just made him go mad. He felt angry. And there was where Deku, whenever he heard the Joker's voice, he did get a look around. Him screaming out for the clown to show himself. Because he already killed him once. And there actually was Rose, who brought her hand up and onto Deku's shoulder. Deku turning to her and throwing her hand off. As he does so, I'm going to bring his hand up to his head. He gets a massive migraine. And there is where he does start to feel the Lazarus madness creep back in again. It feels louder and more intense. And then it steps on that line. Deku going to yell at them. Shut up. You killed the clown before. I'll do it again. Just shut the fuck up. Izuku, calm down. Rose, stop. I'm calm. Deku getting back to his feet and rushing forwards. He is calm. He just needs to find that damn clown. Him going to kick a door off its hinges. As he does, going to step inside, looking around to see the Joker sitting at a table. Deku stepping forwards as the Joker does going to open his mouth. And Deku, he is going to blast him away. Him firing five shots in the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aiming up towards the head. 6, 7, 8, 9. Click, 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 click. Over and over. And there is where Deku to stand there. Him still clicking the gun as Rose has come walking up. Bringing her hand out onto Deku's shoulder. Him going to somewhat jump, turn, and throw a swing at her. Her going to dodge before smashing him across the face. And Deku is going to take a step back. Him going to turn and look back towards Rose. Him a little angry. And there's the Joker's laugh to start to play. And then Rose is going to look around. Her trying to find him. Where is he? Come on. He should be around here. Her looking around. And hearing Harley Quinn's voice. Now, Rose, she is trying to remain calm. As Harley's voice, it's coming from behind her, in front of her, to her sides. Where is she? And this being where the room is going to cut completely out. Dark. They're surrounded by the darkness. And Rose does try to keep herself ready and steady. Izuku is right next to her. She knows that. But come on, adjust faster. Okay, any disturbances? Anything at all? Her actually is going to bring her hand out and tell Deku. Find her in the dark. And Deku does go look around. However, something doesn't feel right. His head feels like it's swimming. He feels mad. But then he's also trying to think. Joker can't be alive. Joker can't be alive. Deku getting mad. And whenever the lights cut out, Deku, he felt a sense of calm. He felt like he was swimming again. And he froze. He was dead again. Back in the dark. And Talia, or not Talia, Rose, I don't know why I keep saying Talia. Rose is trying to at least tell him. Is he still there? And Deku still remains silent. As you do actually have where Poison Ivy, she sends out her vines. She lets them creep along the floor. And there actually is where Rose is have one wrap around her leg, before another is going to reach out and grab out at her. And the lights cut back on. As Harley does going to step out, her holding a machine gun with Poison Ivy. And there currently is Deku. Deku does sit there covered in vines. And there is the fact that when the lights come back on, Deku does go look around. Him confused. His head, fuck, what happened? He thinks that he may have lost it for a second. That he may have just gone ballistic. But there's no one dead. There's just that guy with the bullets in him. And Harley, she tries to tell him. You know, she's real mad for what he did to Mr. J. And her friend here, yeah, she decided to help her out, since he wanted to murder her puddin'. Harley stepping forwards and bringing up the gun, expressing, "This here is Betsy. She's a machine gun, and she's hungry for blood, just like her. So, she wants to know first off why he decided to murder her puddin'." And Deku just gonna stare at Harley Quinn, her staring back at him, expressing, yeah, she can't see expressions through the mask, so she's going to her bring her hand up, grabbing onto it and pulling it off. And Deku just gonna turn his head and away from Harley Quinn, her expressing, huh. She doesn't know who he is. Does he have a name? Deku turning to look at Harley. Nice to see you too, Quinn. We've met before? Boy Wonder? Oh, shit! You're alive? Yes. Damn! Ivy gonna ask, what's going on here? Harley gonna turn and talk about it. Ivy remembers this kid, right? Or, well, not kid. Damn, he grew up to be. That's not important. It's the boy wonder. Ivy gonna turn, looking at Deku. You're right. But who is he? Not telling. I heard you died. I did. I got better. Interesting. But that doesn't make sense. You popped up again like a month later, right? No, I didn't. That was the other Robins. There's more of you? Sadly, yeah. Now, if you'd kindly let me go, so I can get back to work. Yeah, not happening. Her holding the gun up to Deku's head, expressing. However, she does want to see how terrified he does get whenever she does this. Deku staring at Harley Quinn, as his face is unchanged, and Harley's kind of surprised. Okay. Not what she expected, but she has a backup for this. Her turning to Poison Ivy, telling her, go get the fear toxin. I'm not your sidekick. Ivy, come on, please. I'm running the scheme here. Besides, taking out this guy, it would be good. Mr. J said he did it once, but he's here. Yeah, that means he's not dead, dumbass. But he came back from the dead. Just because someone comes back from the dead doesn't mean they weren't killed. I don't know how that works. Jesus, Harley. Deku turning to the two, asking if they're having trouble. You stay out of this. You're not involved. I feel pretty involved. Besides, the toxin won't work anyway. I'm not afraid of you. Sure you're not. Harley gonna walk over, pulling up a bag onto the table. Her gonna run around through it and find it. Alright, aha, here it is. Her holding it up. I'm gonna walk over. As a, well, therapist, you just have to tell him. This gas can cause violent hallucinations. So, how about her holding up the mask to Deku. Breathe up and take his medicine. Everything will feel all better afterwards. Ain't that right? Her turning over to, well, Rose, telling her. She'll get her medicine next. Just has to remain patient. Harley gonna somewhat smile, as Deku is gonna take a deep breath. And Harley is gonna watch Deku. He takes in a very deep breath. And then whenever Harley is gonna pull it away, she expects it, waiting for the screaming. As Deku does at least stare towards Harley. Him going to motion with his head for Harley to come here. And Harley's confused. As Deku, he hasn't opened his mouth. And Deku, he hasn't opened it, blowing the fear toxin back in Harley's face. And Harley doesn't want to back away a bit more surprised. Oh wow, that was a lot of that stuff. You alright, Harley? Yeah, I'll be fine. I have this stuff for kicks. Funny. I used to do the same thing. Harley turning back to the Red Hood. And he doesn't simply smile. telling her he's not afraid. And Deku, he does at least watch Harley's face. Harley turns to a bit more of anger, but that's just the toxin kicking in. She can function through fear. Joker made her know that much. And there is Poison Ivy. She does get to express. Her going to bring her hands out and adjust the vines, going to force Deku and Rose together, before they are both bound up very closely. Her expressing, alrighty, and with that, they need to get out of here. Those two, they could be left with a bomb. Alright? Her turning to Harley, telling her, alright, come on, Miss, Quinn. She is going to get out of here. Because that fear toxin, she's not too sure she wants to see Harley scream her ass off again. And Harley will get a turn. Her watching what is currently happening. And there is where Rose, she's starting to feel a bit more affected. Her currently starting to scream out someone's name. And Deku will get a turn seeing that. And Deku, he actually does try to turn his hand. Him trying to reach out towards his belt. Come on. He knows he has a knife here somewhere. Fuck it. Okay, maybe Rose's belt. Okay. Alright, and that's not her belt. Okay. A little up and got it. Deku going to do something very simple. Him going to move his hand around again and tell Rose. He needs your hand here. And Rose is still somewhat muttering to herself. And Harley will get to see it. She does have a diagnosis for that one. Daddy issues. And there is Ivy, who will go to express. She's really assuming that both of them have issues. Maybe so. Alright, we'll leave the two lovebirds together then. Her gonna walk away. Ash is gonna press a button. And a timer does gonna start, as the Joker's voice can be heard. And Deku, he does get madder and madder. He hears the Joker again. He hears him beginning to speak. And this time it's different. Hi-yo, boy! It's nice to see you, Izuku. I'm alarmed. No. I gotta say, it's quite nice to see you all. It's simple and easy. Then again, what do you really do? My final scheme. And I'll be involved. I kill you and go out in a blaze of glory. Sadly, though, Bats, it's not the case. You and your Robin, you know, that's the whole case. And Degu's gonna listen to that. Joker said his name, but he said Batman. If this is his final scheme, he would mention Bruce by name. Deku going to slice through the vine, and he does actually start to break free. Him being able to do so as he's going to fall to the ground. Him going to turn and look up towards Rose. Him going to cut the vines that are still wrapped around her, that hold her in place, as he does go to grab onto her and pick her up. Him going to run out the building, as whenever he does going to bust through a window and throw Rose out, he does get a leap over it. Him falling down into a trash can and landing on Rose, as the building does going to blow up, and the two, they get out of there okay. However, Deku does need to take Rose back to his place because she's being eaten alive by the fear toxin, and she hasn't calmed down. She's been panicky and screaming, and she's just been rocking back and forth. It's not good. And Deku, when he does get back to the apartment, he does try to help Rose until the effects, they wear off. We do currently cut to Batman. Batman's reviewing the footage again, and he's looking at it again, over and over. He's here alone, and then there's actually him pressing play, and there is Alfred who does stand there. He watches the two. He watches Bruce and Batman from the cowl's point of view. He watches Deku stand there as a man, He watches him scream out at Bruce, and Alfred feels angry. He feels mad. That boy was once the successor to Batman. He had a lot of issues. He could have worked through them, be a good hero, a good Robin. But then tragedy struck. That's as bad as that does sound in Alfred's head. Now, Alfred, he knows how to watch on. He watches Deku reveal his face, and he feels disappointed. The boy is going down a dark path. He wishes he wouldn't be like that. He's seen enough young men die. With that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.